G'day folks, it's the Motorrad Rider again and welcome to the channel. First off, a big thank you to those of you that have been watching the videos that I've produced, past comments, and in particular subscribe to the channel. It's been absolutely amazing what's happened in the last few months. Speaking of the last few months, I must apologise for not making any videos, but the reason being is that we have been moving the Motorrad Rider base to a new location. We were at the previous location for over 11 years, and as you can probably appreciate, moving from one place to another after that length of time is a monumental job. We're still sorting ourselves out here at the new place, but the Motorrad Rider base is sort of there, but we will be getting some more videos done for you, so stay tuned for that. And as I say, a big thank you for those that have been following the channel and keeping up to date. So, without further ado, today's video is about these, my SIDI Adventure 2 boots. I'm going to do a review on them, let you know what I think, and you can make up your own mind whether they're the boot for you or not. So stay tuned. And it is fairly in-depth, so you might get something out of it. So, we'll see you on the other side. Okay folks, we're back. As you've noticed, box. Me being me, I keep all the original packaging from everything I get, hence the time frame of moving the Motorrad Rider base. So what I thought I'd do is take the opportunity to put the boots back in the box, and we'll do an unboxing so that you can see what's included with the boots and what's not, and then we'll do the review. So here we go. Okay, here we go with the unboxing. Opening the box reveals the boots, and the boots had these little tags on them. That's describing the full grain microfiber, which apparently is 30% lighter than the leather, breathes better. That's the information note for protective footwear for motorcycle riders, which is included. There's details about the Gore-Tex liner. There is a little tag about SIDI footwear. So we've got that sort of information there. And we've got the technical information manual. And inside the technical information manual is a sheet of SIDI stickers, if I can get this open, because they're actually stuck together. There we go. So you've got that sheet of stickers as well. So removing those, you then come to the boots. And effectively what you see in here is what you get. That's how the boots came. Done up. Inside they've got a cardboard sleeve, which you just obviously pop out. So that's pretty much it. That's what you get. It's you don't sort of go ooh-ah when you open the box or anything like that. It's just a box of boots. So that's what you get. So what we'll do now, we'll move on to doing an actual review of the boots, and we'll go from there. Right folks, what I'll start off by saying is the weight of the boot. Now the boot this particular one is a size 10 Australian UK. It's a 45 European or a 11 US. Now it weighs in at 1.325 kilos, which for a boot of this style and complexity of it, I don't believe is particularly heavy. Now I can truthfully say in all honesty that I've worn this boot for a significant number of hours at a stretch. One instance that springs to mind is I put it on at 3 o'clock in the morning and I took it off at 10 o'clock that night, and it was never off my feet or foot, and didn't get any signs of discomfort or anything like that. It was absolutely amazing, and that's when the boot was new, so it hadn't even really worn in by then, so it was pretty impressive. So this is the Adventure 2. It's an evolution from the Adventure 1, or the Adventure SIDI Adventure boot. And the main difference with it is, as he flips the cam locks and the Velcro, is the height of the Gore-Tex inside. It actually extends up about 8 centimetres higher than on the Adventure 1 boot. So it just makes the boot a bit more breathable, a bit more waterproof, adds to the comfort a bit. So yeah, it's just a bit of a plus. And this cambrel lining across the top, it also adds to the comfort as well. So that's pretty decent. Now, while we're on the subject of the cam locks, these particular cam locks are replaceable. You just utilize this Phillips screw here and you can replace that cam lock if ever they get damaged or anything like that, which is great. They're also micro adjustable, these straps, and it's done quite simply by giving this strap a little twist here, if I can get it to do it, and you can move the strap in or out. So if if you're in hot weather and your feet are getting hot and they're swelling a little bit, all you've got to do is adjust this strap out, lock it back in like that, and you're done. It's as simple as that. You can do it on both of the straps, and it's a very useful feature. Likewise, in the winter, if you feel that your feet are not as big or not as bulky, whatever, or you want to wear thick socks in the winter, you can either make them bigger or smaller. It really does. It's a great system. Very, very handy to have. Now, round to the back of the boot. You've got this ankle. It's a single flex hinge system for your ankle. Now, if I just do these buckles back up again, I'll just flip the boot round so that you can see me do that. So it's in and the Velcro. And if I position the boot properly, you'll see that you can see the heel, that hinge system flexing. It's to prevent what SIDI is saying is that it is to prevent hyperextension of the ankle in an event of an accident. So in other words, if you go down and your ankle is being bent back, it will only go so far because of this stopper right here. So your ankle will only go back so far. If it didn't have that, your ankle can actually dislocate, or it can be quite badly broken. So that's why that system is built in, and it does work quite well. It does not really restrict you when you're walking. Yes, you're aware that there is some rigidity in the boot, but the glorious thing about it is you don't look like something out of Star Wars, like the Imperial Stormtroopers clunking around the room. Any of you that haven't watched Star Wars, I suggest you do so, and you'll get an idea of what these boots do not make you look like. So it's a good system. It's a very, very strong system. Also coupled with that system is this cupped heel. It's impact absorbing, it's very strong, it's abrasion resistant, so it's also good in and off. It's not bulky, but it does help protect your heel, particularly if you come down and you smash your heel onto the road. It stands less of a chance of getting damaged, as in your heel does, not necessarily the boot. The boot will sacrifice itself, hopefully, for you. Now, while we're on the uppers, What I need to mention too is in here there are small amounts of cordura. Okay, there's cordura here and also at the front of the boot, just in there too. It helps with a little bit of the flexibility, and it is also at the rear where you've got flexibility required for the heel. Also, there is the one and only reflective part on the boot. That's it. That's what you get. Nothing more, nothing less. Which is, I think, is quite acceptable. It's just there. I think it's great, fantastic. So it's not overdone. So yeah, I think SIDI have done pretty well with that too. So also on the upper too, these uppers are made out of a microfiber. It's a full grain microfiber. It's very similar to leather. I'm not really sure, to be honest, what it is, but I believe it's synthetic. It's lighter than leather and apparently more breathable. It's 30% lighter than leather and more breathable. So they do work. With the Gore-Tex inside too, your feet get warm, but they still breathe. And the idea of SIDI using the microfiber is to allow the breathability in the foot itself, and it does work. I'm really quite amazed on how well it does breathe. Okay, you've got this side here. See if I can get it so you can see it. This is the inside of the boot, and it's made of a split grain leather. It's an anti-wear feature on the boot. It's also heat resistant as well. So if you're near the exhaust on the bike, it helps to protect there. It's also abrasion resistant, as I say. There is also a small amount of it there, mainly covered with the Velcro pad, but that is full grain leather. It's just a split grain leather. Okay, so, and it's got the nice patterning on it. You've got Adventure written in there, and then the SIDI logo. It's really quite tastefully done, I think. So, and once again, you've got the SIDI logo just embossed on the pull tab there. I'll get it the right way up so that you can see it. So that's the SIDI logo there. You've got the SIDI logo also on the shin protection here as well. It's a fairly substantial shin protection. It's double stitched in place and is quite solid, and it's more solid than most. And you've got the SIDI logo there. It's all done in black, so it's not obtrusive, and you've got the little logo, this little SIDI logo, if I can just get it there for you, just on the pull tab there. So it's not too obtrusive, it's quite subtle as far as I'm concerned too. So once again, with the top, you've got a shift pad. This is obviously for your gear shift. And if the boot is fitting correctly, you'll notice that this boot is creasing there, and it's creasing just a top of the gear shift pad. And that's exactly where it's supposed to crease. If it was going to crease, if your foot creases in the gear shift pad, it makes it harder to walk and puts more pressure on your feet. So where that is creasing is exactly right, which means that the boot is true to size. I take a 44-45 European size. This is a 45 and it is true to size. So that's really good. Moving on to the sole. It is a lugged sole. And as you can see, I've done a good few thousand Ks in these boots, and the wear on the sole is minimal, bordering on nothing. It's quite amazing, as you can see for yourself there. Okay. If you do need to replace the sole, it's a bonded sole. It's not stitched and glued, it's just a bonded sole, and any cobbler or boot repairer worth his salt would be able to replace or repair that for you. So it's not an issue. I've had no issues of the sole coming away from the uppers, even though it is just bonded. There is no signs of movement or stress in that sole whatsoever. So I'm very, very pleased with that too. So what do I think of them as a boot? I think they're fantastic. They're lightweight, they're not obtrusive. One thing that I did notice when I hopped on the bike is that they do have a fairly high toe box. Now for me that's good, but it can cause a problem when you are setting up your bike for shifting the gears. You might need to adjust your gear shift lever to accommodate for that toe box, because it is quite high. So just be aware of it. Is it a deal breaker? No, because I believe you can adjust your gear shift lever enough to compensate. But the other thing you've also got to realise is that is a fairly stout toe box for a reason. If you have an off, it's there to protect your feet. So just be aware of that. The Adventure 1 boot, or the original boot, used to squeak when you walked. Well, SIDI said that they'd address that issue with these. Well, they haven't. It's a very simple thing. They have not. If you do not treat this boot with silicone, people will hear you coming from some meters away, and it's a very distinctive squeak. The squeak emanates from here, okay? And what I do with it is I just get some silicone spray on a cloth and just wipe the silicone spray on this part of the boot and a little bit just on the microfiber there. It does stop it. It lasts a fair amount of time, which is good, but as soon as it starts to squeak again, just get a cloth, some silicone spray on it and give it a dab under there. Also, to keep these boots looking clean and looking the best they can, because for the work I do, I need the boots looking clean, neat and tidy. I give them a wash down with just soap and very mild soap. Normally a car wash soap that I use, very mild mix. Wash them, let them dry by themselves, don't put them near a fire or anything like that, just let them dry. And then I use Plexus. I've used Plexus on a cloth, give them a wipe over, and this is how they come up. I've done nothing to these. They're just, I ride the bike, give them a wash down, and this is what you get. And I'm pretty impressed. Regarding waterproofness, if you've seen my other videos, you'll have noticed that I did an 8-hour stint from Jindabyne through to Geelong in Victoria. So it's Jindabyne in New South Wales, rode all the way down in 8 hours of non-stop rain. I did not get wet feet, and the boots were getting hammered from the rain. The only time I would think that you would get wet feet with these boots is if you actually had water running down the tops. If you went paddling and you went over the top, or you had your pants inside the boot and water ran down the inside. That's the only time you'll get wet feet with these. They're extremely comfortable, as I said earlier, exceptionally comfortable. Ride all day, no problem at all. Easy on, easy off, particularly easy on with this nice heavy duty pull tab at the back. Absolutely fantastic. The soles are robust, they grip really well. It's a softish pliable rubber material. Very comfortable to walk in, very comfortable to ride in. These keep your feet warm. They also keep your feet comfortable. However, I will state that I had to put my foot down. I was waiting at a rail crossing and it was 43 degrees, full sun, and I waited, I think, 5 or so minutes for the train. And I'd have to say that my foot did get quite warm. You noticed that the sun was beating down on the boot, but any black boot, you're going to cop that. It doesn't matter what. But as soon as I got running again, the boot cooled down. As I say, it'll keep your feet warm in the winter and pretty cool in the summer. And I wear a thick sock with these boots just to make sure that they are comfortable and give a little bit of added protection. So that is pretty much it, I think, for the review. Hopefully you've got something out of it. If you're in the market for adventure boots, new pair of adventure boots, I couldn't speak highly enough about these. They're fantastic. I've always had a good run with SIDI footwear, and these are no exception. So if you can justify them, go for it. I think from memory they are around the $600 Australian. So the price may vary. It's a little while since I've checked the price, but yeah, as far as I'm concerned, well worth it. They're safer than a lot of boots because of this hinge system, and if you value your ankles, it's a good thing. It really is a good thing. So just be aware of that. If nothing else, that ankle protection and the hyperextension protection, that's what sold it for me, to be honest. So if you've got something out of it, please subscribe, keep watching for the videos, give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you in the next video, which hopefully is not going to be too far away. As I said earlier, we've got more videos coming out. I think actually my next video is going to be a review of the Rocker Urban Racer boot. Totally different style. So if you're interested in that, feel free to watch, and please do. And also I'm going to be doing a fitting of an air filter onto the BMW R1200 GS Adventure. It's a different sort of air filter than the original, because it is coming into summer in Australia and there's going to be some fine dust flying around. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye open for that as well. So until next time, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. It's the Motorrad Rider saying cheers for now.